estate promo, another Flip It Friday video, and today I want to talk about Bandit signs, the We Buy Houses signs. And I get questions all the time: do Bandit signs work? And are they? Or the other question I'll get is aren't they illegal to put out Bandit signs or We Buy House signs? So to answer the first question is, do they work? Well, I can tell you this: if you don't put them out, they absolutely do not work. Right? You will never get a call from a sign that you do not put out. Now, if you put out 100 signs, I'm not guaranteeing you're going to get a call. I have put out 100 signs and not gotten a single call. I've also gone out and put out 10 signs and got 10 calls. So it's hit or miss, totally random as to whether they work or not. All right, but there are some key things about where you put the signs out. And you got to put them out, first of all, you got to put them out on public property, not on private property. Right? And in public property, that's going to be like in the city domain or the county domain. Most cities do have an ordinance against signs. But that doesn't mean you're necessarily going to get a fine, which is the second question, because everyone always asks me, well, isn't it illegal to put out the signs? It's not necessarily illegal, but most of the cities have an ordinance against it. Right? And what's going to happen is if you put out signs, they're gonna, if it's in violation of their ordinances, what they'll do is sometimes they just leave them, and you've driven around, you've seen signs in cities, and they probably do have ordinances in those cities, but no one's ever bothered to do anything about it. But if they do, if they decide to call you on the signs, usually what they're gonna do is say they're illegal in our city, you can't put them out, and then you say, okay, well, where was the sign? And then just go pick up the sign. And half the time when you go do that, they're already taken down anyways, because maybe the city official or a police officer or somebody took them down for you. Okay. If they're calling you, then just apologize, say sorry, didn't know that we couldn't put them up in that area. I'll go take the sign down right away. All right? Not a big deal. Where the issue comes with people getting fines is because they get repeated warnings from the city or from the police about them violating the ordinances, and now it's a nuisance to them, so they're just going to give you the fine because now you've pissed them off, is basically what you've done, because you've done that. The other thing you don't want to do is you don't want to put out a bunch of signs in a row. It's like I've done that before, where I've driven down a major road and every single corner I see the same sign. That makes them extremely noticeable to the city officials and to the police and all that. You are absolutely going to start getting phone calls, and if it gets to the point where they're getting, I mean, every intersection they have to stop, pull your signs down, then yeah, you probably are going to get a fine at that point, because you just pissed them off and made all that extra work for them. So my things is, don't put out too many signs in a general area. So when I do put them out, I put them out in random areas, but I also want to put them where they're going to get read. Some places they have to stop their vehicle. It'll be like at an intersection with either a stop sign or a stoplight. And I don't put them on the side streets, like when they're driving down the middle of the road and they're just driving right by. Right? They need to be able to stop and get your phone number. And if the sellers call off the Bandit signs, those are usually going to be our really extremely motivated sellers. So like right now we're in a hot real estate market. We're not getting a lot of calls off of our Bandit signs because there's not a lot of extremely motivated sellers out there right now that are looking for solutions. Right? But as our markets change and it starts to soften up, and all those solutions that are out there right now, those will dry up, and those will go away. Those will not become available, and as we get more and more inventory hitting the market, sellers are going to start looking for more creative alternative solutions, and that's where our signs will come back into play. And I do put out signs, right? So I'll keep signs in my truck, and if I got an afternoon, I'm out looking at properties, or I got a little extra time, and I see a good spot for a sign, I'll just pull over and go put one out. So I don't go out on purpose to put out signs like I used to. Now I just put them out when I have time and I have the signs with me, which I almost have a couple signs with me all the time. Right? But I would recommend, if you want to use Bandit signs, schedule the time to go put out the signs on a regular basis. Maybe work it around with while you're out looking at other properties, driving for dollars. So make it as part of your activities that you're already doing something else, so that it's just easier to get out and put out the signs. So hopefully those tips helped you guys, and you can get out there and start putting out the Bandit signs. And if you like these videos, please like and share them, and we'll see you guys back here with another Flip It Friday video.